Yo, what's up, boys? It is Retals, and I'm back with another video and another tier list because the other one did so well. Players. We're going to go back to teams, only NA, top 10. Not doing EU right now because I feel like not as well versed in it as I am in NA. So I decided to set that off until I do a little bit more research. But today I'll be doing my top teams of Season X. I'm doing the entire season. I'm not doing just the end. So don't expect, your favorite team to be the best if they were only good the last split. G2 fans. So, without further ado, going to start, and these are the 10 teams that I'm using. So spoiler, these are the 10 teams, and I'll be using the tiers. I'll put them in tiers. But number 10, I have this little green guy, Alpine. They were a very big dark horse team. They could never put together a string of consistent results, but they had a lot of star power in Percy and Magic, and Jordan also with the Disruptor playstyle. They actually gave us a super hard time multiple times. I think we lost them like 4 times. A lot of talent. I don't know how they weren't better. All 3 of them are very individually skilled, but they just couldn't. I guess they couldn't really put it together. So that is why I only have them at 9. So I would have them at the end of D tier, and only have them at 10. So number 9, you may ask, and I actually have the Susquehanna Sonics. They went through a very interesting season, starting with Sathu, and then Sathu done, and then J-Rust, and then J-Rust done. But I do think they were better than Alpine. I think they were near the end. I think they had improved a lot. I think Roldas is playing really well. I think Shock was playing really well, and I think T-Crow is having a good rookie season in RLCSX. They're a team that, and I'm gonna correlate it to my own teams playing against them, but they're a team we didn't really struggle against. But I can see why they gave teams troubles. They were very solid fundamentally. T-Crow had that pop-off factor that those mechanical young players usually do have, and that is why I have them at number 9. I'm looking over my list over here because I got my top 10 over here. And number 8, which I might get a little question because they didn't finish overall that high. I have the version 1. I'm actually going to put them in C tier. I think if they didn't start that first split with AXB, they could have contended for top 6, but they had a horrible first split. I think they finished like 18th or something. But the next 2 splits, they were very good against us as well. We had some problems with them. I think Calm is very underrated, probably one of the most underrated in RLCS. He's very good at slowing the play down. Torment also had a kind of a bounce back season. I thought he was really good. And Gimmicks, his typical offensive presence, kind of unstoppable at times when he's playing well. So I will have them at 8, even though they didn't finish that well overall. And now number 7, again, this will definitely be questioned because they didn't finish 7th. They actually made the championships, but I have the FaZe Boys. I think KCP or Shopify, whatever you want to call them, should have finished over them. I think they should have made the championships because, in my opinion, they were an overall better team. I don't think Alu was the right pickup. I don't think they could have gotten much else, but we will see come the next season. AJ and Gyro, both very talented players, especially AJ. Everyone knows him as the mechanical god, but they could never really string results together. I don't believe they ever made a grand final. Pretty confident. They had some solid regionals. Fall regional one, they did really well. And they're a good team, but I do think KCP was better, which does bring me to the next team. Number 6, we have, how we go? We're going a little fast here. I do have KCP at 6, and I think Beast Mode is a very, very, very talented player. I think this roster was another one that probably should have finished higher than they did. Another team that's very talented, all 3 players, I have a lot of respect for. They were a little, going into the season, no one thought they were going to do anything. I know a lot of people had them ranked like 16th out of the 16 teams. They were definitely underrated going into the season, and then they had a bunch of tournaments, like I think it was Fall 3, where they made finals and lost to Envy. I think this was the worst team to make a grand final, but I hope they don't make a change because I'm excited to play this team come the new season because I believe that they were great. So let's just go ahead and put these boys up here. These are, in my eyes, the top 5 teams of Seasons X. Not in order, obviously not yet. I think these 5 teams were by far the best. G2 started getting better near the end. They were pretty dog. These 4, get out of here, were, I think, made probably 95% of the finals. These 4 were definitely the big 4 of the season. Sorry, G2 fans, but you guys weren't great until the end. Rogue had an insane winter split. NRG had just an insane season. Envy also had an insane winter split. And we were solid fall and spring. But I do think these were the 4, kind of super teams for NA. I think that, I think these 4 teams were definitely the 4 best. And that is why I have G2 at 5. And now, hold on. G2 fans, don't start typing yet, please. God, I already had the experience with Squishy fans. G2 fans, hear me out. Hear me out. You didn't make a grand final until spring. You made 1. 2? Just 1. I think just 1. Spring 3. Yeah, just 1. It was the spring major. You were good with 3s. You weren't great. You were decent. You had a good championship. You placed 3rd through 4th. It's a good result. But these 4 teams above you had much better RLCSX seasons. G2 was still... G2 barely, not barely, but they were fighting for top 6 come the last tournament. They were more grouped up with these 3 than these 4. Or these 2 than these 4. I think if they played with Drees the entire season, then they would probably be ahead of Rogue. But they did not, and I can't base them off a hypothetical. So I will have them at number 5. I think come next season, if they either stay with Drees or pick up someone new, they are definitely going to break into that top 4. I think Rizzo definitely did hold them back. Chicago and GNMs are great players, so don't hate me, G2 fans. Numbers don't lie, rankings don't lie. They had a good end the last 2 events, but other than that, they were pretty mediocre. So I will have them at the backup A, and in the tier with them, I will have the Rogue. Rogue was an interesting team this season. First Killer is the best player in the world. I think all NA players that play against him consistently can kind of agree with me on that. Monkey Moon, sure, whatever. EU says Monkey Moon, NA says First Killer. We won't know till we go on land. But all NA players that had to play against him, sadly, they know how talented he is. Picking up Taroko in the winter split was a great addition. I think he's also very underrated, just like Calm. Turin is a player that I've kind of said my thoughts about, and they haven't always been great. But during winter split, when Rogue was on, he played great. That is kind of why I have them over G2, because I think it was Winter Major, Winter 3, or Winter 2, Winter 3, one of those. They were insane. They swept us in Winter Major. I think that the only reason I'm putting them ahead of G2 is because they were great at a bit and they won everything. G2 hadn't won anything except Grid. So that is why I have them at number 4. And now the big 3. The ranking that you guys have been waiting for this entire time. At number 3. And yeah, you can call me biased. I don't care. It's my YouTube channel. It's my opinion. I have the Team Envy, the machine. I think if they had a good championship, if they beat us in the semis, I would definitely put them ahead of me. I would have them number 2. But they really fell off near the end. And even, just because us and them were very close the entire season, I think that last event, which meant basically everything, it was the biggest event, obviously, of them all. And we outperformed them very, very much. So we beat Rogue pretty handily, and then beat Envy actually 2-0. That is why I'm putting us ahead of them. Mist is, again, one of the best players in NA. Top 5, top 3, top 4, whatever. Atomic is the scariest player to play when he's on. I am more scared of Atomic than Justin First Killer when all 3 of them are on. He's ridiculous. He is terrifying with the ball. And Turbo just wins, you know. No one really knows what he does to do it, but he wins, so you can't hate on him. The Machine, I hope, will be back next season. They were fun to play against. I think that was actually our rival. We were very even against them. I think we were a little positive, but they definitely took some hard-fought series off of us, like Winter 2. I know some of you diehard RLCS fans watched that series. That series was ridiculous. And then at number 2, I have the Space Station Gamers. I won't really talk much about my team other than Typical and Arsenal are two of the best players in the world. I have both of them top 6, top 7. They make Rocket League very easy and very fun, and I'm very grateful for those two. We had a great fall split, best team in NA in fall. Winter split was horrible. We finished 6th, or no. The first tournament was 9th, second was 2nd, third was 3rd, and the major was 6th, which is a horrible split for us. And then spring we played good. Spring 1, we had a sub. I think we finished 9th. Spring 2 we won. Spring 3 we got 4th. The infamous typical DC. Most of us think we would have won that series. Some don't. You know, it was a coin toss after that. And then spring major we were pretty dog. But during regionals we were 2nd in NA, and we beat Rogue and Envy, which I consider the 3rd and 4th best teams in NA. So I think we rightfully earned that spot at number 2. And yeah, that's all I will talk about myself. But now we have the Titan of NA, the undisputed best team in North America. It does pain me to say it. And I know a lot of you guys know I'm a cocky man. It does pain me to say it, but there's no arguing. They won Winter Major, Spring Major, Championships, multiple regionals. There's no and ifs or buts about it. They're the best team. I think Justin and Garrett are 2 of probably the top 3 best players in NA with First Killer. I think Squishy proved me wrong. I think he had a great, I mean, Squishy fans don't hate. It's not exactly super difficult to play his role, but he played it very well. And I don't think there's many players that could have done it better than he did. And he's best friends with Justin and Garrett, so it worked in the end with Sizz as the cheerleader. So this was my RLCSX top 10 NA rankings. Comment down below if you guys have any disagreements, agreements, questions, concerns. Let me know. If you agree with my tier list, let me know your tier list as well down below. And if you like the video, like, subscribe, comment, all that nonsense, and I will see you for the next one. Squishy fans don't hate. 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 Squishy fans don't hate.